Hello beautiful ones, welcome. Today's practice is about invoking joy, lightness of being, vibrance, playfulness. Where I'm living at the moment, there's been a lot of rain and I feel like I've almost forgotten what the sun looks like. So hopefully the movement today will feel like sunshine on the skin and bring a sense of optimism and brightness into our day. Please always feel free to adapt, modify, choose what makes your cells feel alive. You won't need any props. If you like, you could have a blanket to rest your knees on if you have sensitive knees. And I'm going to play today using 2 cups or glasses. So if you're feeling playful, you might take some too, but it's not necessary. See you on the mat. Okay, beautiful ones. So if you've got your cups or your glasses, just put them off towards the top of the mat. We won't need them to begin with. We are going to start in a 90-90 sit. So placing one leg in front, your right leg for example, right shin parallel with the short edge of the mat, and the left leg, left shin parallel with the long edge of the mat, approximately. Doesn't have to be exact, but there's about 90 degrees between at the front knee and at the back knee, and also at the hips, at the pelvis. Hands can be behind you, and we'll just begin by sweeping or windshield wiping the knees side to side in this 90-90 shape. So beginning with movement straight away today, arriving in the body through movement. And you might already intuitively be feeling like doing this. So when you're ready, start to add the torso. The torso just naturally following the movement of the legs. Legs sweep to the right, torso follows. Legs sweep to the left, torso follows. So we've got that lovely rotational movement in the upper body as well. And then you might start to add an arm as the knees sweep to the left, right arm reaches, and as they sweep to the right, left arm reaches. And don't worry if you find that you're sort of moving on your mat, like you are traveling a little bit across your mat as you do this. That's normal. Let's do a couple more to each side. One more round each side. And back to center. Sweep the legs off to one side. Let's come up onto all fours. Start with the knees under the hips. And let's take a nice big step of the hands forward on the mat. Hands can be as wide as the mat, and we'll just start to drop the chest and the forehead towards the mat as the hips stay pretty much above the knees, half downward facing dog. And as you invite delicious, full breaths here, see if you can bring to mind or choose something to focus on that brings you a sense of brightness, lightness, optimism. It might be a small child, it might be an animal, it might be something in nature, a flower, a tree. Maybe it's a beautiful piece of art or a song. It can be anything at all. And just drawing that thing, that little piece of sunshine, if you like, into your mind's eye for a moment. And on your next inhalation, we'll lift the head and the chest. Step the hands in underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips. Pour the weight back into the legs and come into your first downward dog. And we'll give this down dog a little bit of lightness. So you might play with the legs. You might bounce a little on the balls of the feet. You might wag your tail side to side or poke your tongue out or smile. And returning to that thing that brings joy, brightness, lightness, using it as a touchstone today, invoking that lightness of being as we bring this little piece of sunshine, if you like, into our mind's eye once again. And take one more full breath in downward dog. And let's inhale, rock forward to plank pose. We'll stay here for the exhalation. Take another full breath in. And exhale, let's lower all the way down onto the belly. We'll do a handful, about 5 cobra rolls here. So tops of the feet anchor, hands right alongside the middle of the chest. And as you inhale, gently rise. And you might start small and exhale to lower. So about 3 or 4 more at your own rhythm, your own pace. Choosing cobra variation low or high that makes your cells feel alive and well and bright and radiant, just like the sun. And wherever you are, one more cobra pose. And then we'll press back to all fours, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and we'll return. Downward facing dog. And then there might be that little bounce again on the balls of the feet, or I'm really enjoying a little wag of the tail, like a puppy that's so happy to greet you. You might stick your tongue out, shake your head. Next in breath, raise your right leg up, 3-legged dog. And exhale, right foot steps forward between the hands. So this might be where you use your blanket. Place it underneath your back knee if you need it, as we lower the back knee onto the mat. If you have cups, we'll take the cups and come up into Anjali Asana. Forgotten the names of everything today. It's because I'm so excited about the cups. So let's play here. If you don't have the cups, the palms will just be facing upwards. See how we go explaining this movement here. So as you're ready, palms face upwards, fingertips turn in towards one another. Reaching the arms back, so rotating the arms, now fingertips face backwards, palms still facing upwards, cups are still upright. Sweep the arms out to the side, so there's lots of internal rotation of the arms here. Palms facing upwards, cups upright. Sweep the arms forward and up. Backs of hands or backs of wrists towards one another. Lift the chest. Now turn the arms, palms face one another. Open the arms out wide. Palms facing upwards and sweep the arms back forward again. So if you've got cups or glasses, the cups stay upright and the water doesn't pour out of them the whole time. Let's repeat that again. Fingers towards one another, fingers reaching back. Arms sweep wide and up. Backs of hands and wrists towards one another. Rotate the arms, palms facing in towards one another. Open the arms wide, palms face upwards, and sweep through. We'll do one more. And if it feels complicated, I'm going to invite you to play and make it up. And I told a little lie, we'll do two more, so last one now. Doesn't need to be perfect. Next time, arms reach forward, cups on the mat, hands either side of the front foot, lift the back knee. Let's reach the arms up into crescent lunge, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment as though you're drawing that beautiful thing, the thing that you chose to focus on that brings you that sense of brightness, lightness, optimism, down into your heart. Take another in-breath. And then exhale, hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Option to stay in down dog, or feet hip width distance, inhale, rock forward to plank pose. And now let's swivel the heels to the right, toes to the left. You can bring the right knee onto the mat if you prefer to modify today, and reach the left arm back, up and over, like you're drawing the arc or the orb of the sun with your hand. And then left hand back down, step back to plank pose. Swivel the heels to the left, toes to the right. Left knee to the mat if you like. Right arm reaches back, up and over beyond the top of the mat. Right hand to mat. And exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Yay! A little waggle of your tail. A little bounce through the legs or on the balls of the feet. And then we'll move to second side. Left leg lifts up behind you. And left foot steps through. Back knee to the mat or to your folded blanket. Take your cups or your imaginary cups, holding on, palms face upwards. And let's begin again. So 4 cycles of this. Fingertips towards one another, drawing the cups in and back behind you. Arms wide, lift the torso, reach up. Arms wide, sweep the arms forward again. And just like all play, right? Like when we were children, there was never actually really a right or a wrong way to play. So if you're not sure about the movement of the arms right now, then we get to make it up. We get to use our imagination and delight in the freedom of not needing to do it the right way. Once you've done 4, bring the cups back forward again and place them on the mat. Hands either side of front foot to lift the back knee. When you're ready, reach the arms up into your crescent lunge. Draw the hands down through center. Remember that beautiful, bright, light, happy piece of sunshine in your life. And exhale, hands to mat, step back, downward facing dog. Choosing to stay in down dog and play. Well, there might be a moment of stillness, calm, quiet in child's pose. Or one more time with me, plank pose. Let's travel the other way this time. Swivel the heels to the left, toes to the right. Support yourself with the left knee on the mat if you like. Top arm reaches up and over. Drawing the outline of the sun with the fingertips. Bring that hand to the mat and travel to the other side. Heels to the right, toes to the left. Drawing the golden orb of the sun with the fingertips. Left hand down, plank pose. Maybe you've got another inhale in plank. And exhale, back to down dog. Last down dog. A little wiggle of your tail. A little bounce on the balls of your feet if you like. And then we'll lower the knees to the mat. Hips to heels. Find child's pose. I'm going to separate the elbows, stack the hands today, and rest the forehead on the backs of the hands. And then gently draw yourself up, unfurling from child's pose. Let's come to lay on our backs. Sweet ones, feet in front of you, knees bent, soles of feet on the mat. Feet hip width distance or wider, arms resting alongside you on the mat. We'll play with little articulated bridge rolls or spinal bridge rolls. So as you inhale now, it's as though the inhale travels all the way to the belly, and you could allow the belly to swell and let the pelvis sort of tilt forward and the lower back arch a little more away from the back, so you're away from the mat. So you're accentuating the arch of the back, of the lower back. And then as you exhale, tilt the pelvis back, flatten the lower back onto the mat, and curl the tail off the mat, the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Come into bridge pose. Staying in bridge pose on the inhale, and then as you exhale, articulating the same way down, placing each little segment of the spine, upper back, mid back, sequentially lower back, all the way down on the mat. And then inhale, rock the pelvis forward, allow the lower back to arch a little away from the mat. And exhale, rock the pelvis back, press the lower back down, curl the tail, lower back, mid back, upper back. Inhale and bridge. Exhale, slowly lower down. When you arrive at the bottom, take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, draw the soles of the feet towards one another. Allow the knees to separate. Hands might rest on the body. Supta Baddha Konasana. And remembering or returning to that one precious ray of sunshine that you so appreciate in your life. Drawing that back into your mind's eye. And when you're ready, draw the hands to the outer thighs, knees in towards one another. You might let the legs slide out long for Shavasana, or if it's more comfortable for you to keep the knees bent, feet wide, knees knocking towards one another, constructive rest pose. You might take that, or you might choose another still shape that feels like sunshine for you today. Let the arms fall where they need to go. And just soaking in the sun rays, the warmth of your practice. Bathing every cell of the body in the light of your practice, the brightness. Peace, peace, peace. thank you for sharing your practice.